Well, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. I have got a cool little budget-friendly Kubey on the table.
Well, what is it?
What is it? Women Carry Knives ask. This is the Kubey Durac. It is the KU332, and it is, well, it's sort of one of those things that Kubey does really, really well. I mentioned in another video that I did recently that I am a Kubey fan going back a long, long way. Stuff like this is the reason why. They have shown themselves to be not only an exceptional knife maker in all budget ranges, but these days they are one hell of an OEM, making excellent knives for other people and doing a really good job of it. This is more in their sort of budget line. One of the things I like most about Kubey, hang on, let's do this. Where is it? There it is. Excuse my arm. Kubey makes knives in sort of all price ranges. This one is about 40 bucks right now on Amazon. You can step up a little bit to the 310 Drake, which is about $100, or you can jump up to close to 200 bucks. It's up to you, right? And they make excellent knives in all three price ranges. These all happen to be sort of sheep's foot blades, which is weird, but that's kind of my thing. I like a good cleaver and I like a good sheep's foot. But let's... And good cleavage. Thank you, Women Carry Knives. That's fine. I don't think they can hear you over there, but that's awesome. Excuse me while I move crap around. I'm sorry, this is about $50 on Amazon. I apologize. The 332 is a couple of things that I really like in a knife. One, it is a sheep's foot blade, which is marvelous for your EDC and everyday use. It is a reasonably thin slice of D2, which means it comes down to a very nice edge. It has a thick but neutral handle, which is marvelous if you have bigger hands. And I think Women Carry Knives likes this one quite a bit too. It is in fact her knife. The clip is reversible, which is nice. You can stamp steel from this side to this side. And they used flush-mounted screws because Kubey knows what they're doing. So it is in fact deep carry all the way to the end, which is very nice. No screws to interfere with the slide in and out of the pocket. It's a reasonably simple design in that it is steel liners that are milled a little bit, 2 barrel spacers back here, right? It's got a lanyard space through the back of the knife, which is, let me see if I get it, there we go, show up, which is a little weird, but hey, I'm down with it. I don't lanyard, but you might. It's got a nice little subtle notch on this side to allow you to get to the frame lock, excuse me, the liner lock frame lock. You know, it's been a long day. As I mentioned a second ago, poorly, this is a liner lock, and we're locked up relatively early, about 20%. But there is no movement on this blade at all. I'm sorry, rocking the camera. Nothing. This thing is locked in super tight, but that's Kubey's build. It does have the Kubey milled pivot, which is really nice. Let's get to the blade, shall we? As I mentioned, it's D2. It is a sheep's foot design. It says Kubey on one side, and on the other side it has the designer's name, which I honestly don't know. Okay. It just says CM Designs. I'm sure somebody in the comments can tell me what that stands for. It is running on bearings, as all Kubeys do, and the action on this is really good. It's got a nice subtle flipper with some jimping on it. Watch this. Yeah. That's really good. You can deploy with the deployment hole, which is very, very nice. Can you roll it out? Oh yeah, this is an excellently done knife. Now, I know a lot of you out there are kind of groaning at D2, and it's been fun to watch that happen. All knives were 8CR13 MOV for quite a while, and everyone complained. They said, D2 is better, use D2. So all of the sort of budget-oriented knife companies went, we can do that. They switched to D2, which is good blade steel. And now everybody says that they're tired of D2. I'm no different. I have D2 burnout. I've probably had 300 pocket knives come across the table in D2, but some companies do it really well. And Kubey is one of them. Now the black wash on this blade makes me really happy because it means you don't have to worry nearly as much about maintaining this as you would a straight raw D2 blade. You're going to want to keep it dry because it is D2, but you know, the black wash means you're not going to have to be as cautious with this, which is really, really nice. And the fact that it's got all matched out black hardware all the way around, it's a cool looking little knife for 50 bucks. Now, $50 for D2. I know, I can hear you. That is a little expensive, but you get really nice G10, and it is really nice G10. You get nice liners that are well done. They are milled out a little bit for weight savings. Not a lot, but a little. The blade itself is beautiful, and it's a relatively complex blade. It's not just a straight blade. It's got a nice swedge across the top. It has got a lovely grind, which, by the way, is dead even on both sides. They did a really good job. It terminates right before the plunge, and it does it without a smile. So they did a really good job there. All of the edges in the deployment hole have been chamfered a little bit. The only sharp edge on this whole knife is right where you want it. And so you're paying a little more for Kubey's attention to detail, and I'm not going to argue with that. Sheepsfoot got just another edge on it. You give somebody a little poke if you wanted to. And again, this is a really comfortable, excellent work tool. I think they've done a fantastic job here. All right, let's get the specs out of the way before we lose everybody that's watching. Sorry about that. You come in just under 3 inches of cutting on just 3 inches of D2. The grip area from behind the swell is 3 1/4, which is short for me, but because, again, of this lovely neutral design, I don't feel like my finger's falling off the back. That is a huge issue with smaller knives when they put a big ramp right here or they make it really steep. But because of this shape, I feel like, even though my finger is right on this, coming off this edge, I still feel like I have a fantastic grip. And because it is a sheep's foot, holding this way for draw cuts is really comfortable. This is really nicely done. The knife itself, from tip to tail, is, 7 inches? We are just 7 inches, which is really nice. Close profile on this thing is actually fairly nice. Now, it does have a flipper tab that sticks out, so we're going to rotate it out to compensate for that a little bit. But you're looking at 1.5 inches total. It has a nice stamped steel clip, as I said, with those nice flat, flush screws on the inside. This thing really carries well. And the flipper tab is really sort of discreet. I'm a Kubey fan. I just am. They do good stuff. Again, at sort of every conceivable price range. You know, they make a version of the Drake here that is much bigger. I mentioned this in this video for this knife. They make a version of this that is bigger, all titanium, and it's S90V. It's close to $300. Or you can get a $100 version, or you can get a $180 CPM 20CV stubby little cutter, or you can get a $50 budget-friendly, great pocket knife, all made with the same eye to detail and quality. And that makes me really happy, and I think it'll make you happy too. Once again, this has been the KU332, the Durac from Kubey. This one belongs to Women Carry Knives, but if you like them, you can get one of your own. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this or any of my knives, feel free to ask down in the comments, and we'll see you next time.